Deleted session, August 9, 1972. Now, our session will begin. Ralph said, "Good evening." They said, "I am following through, you see, and this is what I want, where I can comment as we go along on Rupert's progress. The entire program, all of the suggestions, must automatically become a part of Rupert's life." The session in a nutshell contains my recommendations at his particular point. As I somewhat expected, he is trying too hard on some issues. These, therefore, are further comments relating to how he is following the session, and adjustments for him to make. It is somewhat natural, now that he has determined to get better, that he become aware of his own evasive actions, as he has. He is not to let them concern him now. Such concern merely brings them further into focus. Simply say, "To hell with them, they will not last." He is not to make an effort to get up correctly then, but instead to take it for granted that the program will automatically and is automatically allowing him to. His trust in his body will grow as the program is implemented, and you have barely begun to utilize it. I want it read daily for its suggestive value, and also to acquaint Rupert with its many aspects. Some physical activity, if only dancing by himself with the radio, should be a part of this program. I specifically suggested painting for several reasons. I want him to paint steadily at the easel, as mentioned, where he is standing, but with his attention directed elsewhere, and because of the particular refreshment painting gives him, the release from work and the pressure. It also involves subsidiary accomplishment that is not demanding, but that will always be a necessary part of any avocation of his. Now, I suggest a different approach, also, that may help change the focus from physical symptoms to physical accomplishment. I suggest again. I believe he will fall in with this idea easily. I want him to list his physical activities, so see how many new ones he can perform in a playful manner. These can be as simple activities or motions as he wants. He can pick any area he chooses, but he is to tell you about the accomplishments. This is not putting you in the role of a taskmaster now, but I want you to join with him. Can you do this? Come on, it's only a game. See what you can do. He likes that kind of challenge as long as there is no stigma attached to non-achievement. And the idea is quite simple, to reward him for achievement. This can involve anything, and can start out at levels of achievement he knows he can reach, while gradually trying other levels. He knows, for example, he can walk up now, the first flight here, from the landing, without as much difficulty as the other stairs. He can begin by walking up that flight, seeing how many times he can do it without too much trouble, by paying no attention to the way he goes down, which has been much more difficult for him. Do you follow me? Ross said, "Yes." They said, seeing how fast he can walk, this is another example. In the house, say, away from pressure. The idea here is on accomplishment. All of the rest of relaxation is important, even suggestions that do not seem emphasized. I mention this specifically since in the session itself, I tell you that the concentration should be on work and activities, and not on the condition you are trying to get rid of. Finishing 7 itself will be of benefit. You should get out on weekends, both of you, or some other time. Now, give us a moment. I want it emphasized, though, that I will work with Robert on this basis. Pretend you are paying me several $100s a week. Tell him. Now, as I have told you, there is no real line between consciousness and unconsciousness. They are both aspects of something that you do not, as yet, understand. They are aspects of being. I am bringing this up because of the discussion in class relating to non-events, and give us some time with this material. In your terms, consciousness springs from unconsciousness, but the unconsciousness from which it springs is far more conscious in terms both of scope and intensity than the consciousness you know. There are events on what you would call the minus side of being. They would be non-events to you, not only because you would not experience them, but because, in your terms, now, they would seem to rush back through the source of unconsciousness. They would be unhappening, unbecoming, again in your terms. They would rush through being to unbeing, vanishing, it would seem to you, into extinction. On that other side of being, however, where unbeing would seem to be, on the underside of existence as you think of it, is a phenomenon that can hardly be translated into words. There is non-event within and surrounding each event. From these non-events, all events are actualized. In the dilemma of what I can only call cosmic creativity, there are always potentials seeking for expression. No single event actualizes all of its possibilities. I am not saying that non-events are only potential events. However, non-events represent the tension, in your terms, between being and non-being, the power and the surge of unactualized being, ever present, in quotes. There is no beginning or end, therefore, to non-events. Every event is a portion of a non-event. Now you may take your break. Now you must keep up your communication, particularly in those areas where you do not understand each other. Another point I wanted to make about your painting. The sale of your faces should show you that these do have meaning for other people also, though they are not conventional portraits. You and Robert have always done well expressing your intellectual ideas to each other. It was your emotional feelings that you did not express adequately. And again, do not neglect your intimate relationship. Were your recorder set up again, I would simply chat with you in a given and take session that would allow you to ask more questions. You are both in a period of transition. You have particularly been doing well with Robert. A touch of the playful attitude, however, will help. Now, one remark. Simply tell him not to try so hard. Follow the session. Trust it will help, and the other suggestions. Those not yet tried in the session will automatically take care of some of the initial reactions. Do you follow me? Ralph said, yes. Then later, how about reincarnational material about rubber in relation to symptoms? They said that will be included as it is pertinent, and you may specifically request it at any given session.